If your Facebook advertising campaigns are not converting and are not turning in to new patients like you actually want them to, I encourage you to try this. First things first, we've got to back it up and figure out where in the progression did they drop off, right? If you look at it as, I know this is overused and abused, but as the upside down funnel, right? If you think about the top end of that as the traffic source, the next is the landing page, the next is the scheduling page, the next is people actually showing up, and the next is people signing to care. Where in that process, those 5 steps, did they drop off? Probably. Actually, I shouldn't say probably. It could be any of those. And there's a different solution and diagnosis, I suppose, to each. But ultimately, it will always come down to one. The one at the top, the traffic source. What is the lens in which people perceived you, your offer, your value, your service, the problem that you solve, the value that you would in turn end up giving them? All right? It's not as important whether you ran a 19 or a 21 or a 27 or a 39 or a $42 offer, although there's merit to all of those and they'll convert differently for sure. And by the way, those work. Those work great. A lot of them do. Direct response advertising campaigns, those work great. 75-ish% of our clients do just that. The other 25, and what I want a hell of a lot more of them to do, and what I'm encouraging them to like every single freaking day, is this. Change the traffic source, the thing up top. Change the thing that people are making a decision on whether or not they are going to transact and do business with you. Here's what I mean. By the way, we got tons of videos on this, so if you haven't seen it already, just stick around, stay in this audience, watch another ad or click on it, and maybe you'll get into our Facebook group or something and you can learn more about this stuff. But lead with value. That's overused. That's overabused. You've heard that before, right? How do you lead with value? Well, how do you digitally manufacture a relationship? How do you allow somebody to KLT you, which means know, like, and trust? All things that, common sense we've heard of before, and, I just want the magic blueprint. Well, there's sort of a magic blueprint to it, and here's what it is. Create a ton of content, a ton of video, because that's what allows people to actually connect with you and look into your eyes and say, this person seems integrous. This person seems like a quality person. This person seems believable. I can see the charisma. I'm listening to what they're saying. Different than reading it, different than seeing it, different than an image, of an adjustment can show. Different than that simple stuff can do, which, again, there's merit to all of that, and we do it, so I'm not bashing it. It's the vast majority of my business. That makes me a lot of money. That makes my clients a hell of a lot even more money. So I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you're having a problem in terms of the people at the bottom of that funnel, the people that are actually converting, transacting with you, and paying you money, and you don't think it's your sales ability, you don't think it's just people no-showing, you don't think it's people not scheduling or not opting in for whatever the offer is, because again, there's things that you can do to optimize every step of that and have that be pretty wide, then ultimately you have to allow them to make a decision off of something that's different than just whatever the dollar figure is. People that are somewhat in the market for the product or the service that you have, whatever the offer is, chiropractic. Here's how you do it. First, well, there's not really a first step. First, start creating videos. Identify your voice, the type of messaging that you want to have. That'd be, I guess, step 1. Step 2, start filming videos. You can choose any of these. Ultimately, you're going to want all of them long term. We've got a video somewhere else, like the 17 types of videos with like pretty in-depth explanations on each of them. There's no necessary right or wrong. There are things you can do to get more viewership or more engagement or more percentage of the video watched, all that type of stuff. But by the way, some action is better than no action. Having something up that's horrible is better than having nothing up. Fact, unless your message is bad. If you have a bad message, amplifying it will hurt you. Don't do that. But if you have a good message and it's just badly edited or something like that, then it's more important than you have it, period. Okay? To come full circle, showcase your wins. Huge, huge, huge. One of the biggest ways that we've grown our business is through our testimonials of our clients. People start to understand, this person actually can do what they say they can do. Video testimonials sell. They don't need to be overproduced, which they can be, but they don't need to be. Little selfie videos with you and Susie the patient. That'll do. You're a real person after all, right? Secondly, your story. What got you started in chiropractic? Third, the problems you see in the chiropractic industry, because let's be honest, There's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there, right? Can you call some of those people out? Not those people, but those things. Some of the perceptions that are out there and what's stopping people from going and seeing a chiropractor because they heard this or this or this, right? Can you remove those question marks? Hopefully turn them into check marks, right? Can you show any source of credibility on why you're an authority? Have you been in any major news publications? Have you ever been on the news, period? You ever written a book? You ever do health talks? Are you ever in front of people? Do people ever look at you as an authority? Do they listen with their 2 ears to your 1 mouth? If so, you should showcase that, right? Yeah. There's dozens of types of videos, guys. We've outlined 17 of them in another video, but the point is start to create that type of content. It's all about relevancy, right? You want to have the right message to the right person at the right time, at the right place. Okay? If you can do that, and if you can have enough types of content, whether they're good or bad, but just enough types of content, whether people watch it or not, the fact is they're going to see you. And once they become in the market for something, just like the red car syndrome, right? When somebody all of a sudden is like, frick, I want to buy a red car. They look around and there's red cars everywhere. You want to be that person. When the hope of gain or the fear of loss, those are the 2 intrinsic motivators in marketing or advertising, or the reason why people do something. When one of those 2 things happen, or if you can make them happen, manufacture that through your messaging and through your content to accelerate the process. But when one of those 2 things happens, regardless, it ends up that they come around to that, top of that funnel, then you're winning, right? And I'd be willing to bet competition's not doing that. So it doesn't matter whether they're doing the cheap offer, the give away the farm, or they've been in business for way longer, or they got more testimonials or whatever. If they're not showcasing that properly, they're not frequently in front of somebody's eyes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, which you can do for freaking super inexpensive, by the way. You can follow somebody around every single day for a year for less than $1. You don't need to show it to thousands or tens. You do need to show it to thousands. You don't need to have audiences of hundreds or tens and tens and tens of thousands of people. You need smaller audiences. There's not that many people around you, right? You have a hyper-targeted audience. You need to turn those people into raving fans of you. How do you do that? Create good content. So hopefully, without rambling too much, because I'm a fan of rambling, that addressed your question. If you want more help, click something. Reach out to us. If not, we'll see you in the next video.